Holy Guardian Angel, ancestors and spirits that guide me, please help me deliver this channeled message today on the frequency of love for the highest good, clarity, truth, and truth only. What does the collective need to know today? So before I started playing record, I just really had this sense of a duality, like a dual kind of energy, or multiple energies trying to get channeled, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull from my astrology oracle deck first and trying to gain some clarity about why that could be. I'm getting a sense of like divine knowledge, divine timing, sacred knowledge that only you, the collective, have. And it's like really cold right now and gloomy, and I feel like that might be reflective of the state where the collective might be at right now. But it's also giving like, even though it's so cold outside, like I'm feeling kind of warm. I have this jacket, and it's like love is in the air type vibe, and I don't know why I'm getting that. I'm getting like, even though it's so warm, we got the first house. Even though it's so like cold outside, like inside there's a lot of warmth. Um, and yeah, just love is in the air, even though that's like a saying for like February, but and this a message is timeless, obviously, so you may very well be watching it later in February, but right now it's really cold. But I get the feeling that, um, yeah, just that really warm and cozy feeling, even though it's so gloomy outside at the moment. So we have the first house, individuality, self-image, and approach to life. Yeah, definitely about that divine knowledge and divine timing. I almost question if I was getting the energy of a love reading, but it might have to do with self love, self care, rather than like an external force or an external kind of love, even though I'm sensing still like those multiple energies. I just want to get clarification on that energy, please, Holy Guardian Angel. Um, what is the collective saying right now? What truth do they need to hear? What clarity, comfort, advice? Okay, is that all? Okay. So we have three more cards. There are no reversals in this deck. So that's why I put that upright in case you were wondering. Okay, we got Mars, move forward and defend self. We have Yang, proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. And we also have Chiron, the wounded healer, hurt and heal. So it's very interesting how the first house, Mars and Yang, pop up, because they're definitely all associated. Aries is ruled by Mars, is the correspondent sign of the first house, and it's a Yang sign, it's a fire sign, it's a masculine sign. So this is all very expressive, loud, masculine energies that I'm getting. Wow. Um, and I feel like it absolutely ties into the collective's self-expression first and foremost. But then the most interesting part, I feel like, is Chiron here at the end, hurt and heal. I'm getting some kind of expression wound. Um, expression wound, desire. Yeah, I'm getting desire for some reason. Mars is also planet of passion, sex, sexuality, and definitely it really just ties back into that love love energy I was feeling. it keeps coming back, just like seeping into this message. Like it's something that I can't ignore, which is like very Martian. I feel like an energy that is not to be ignored. Okay, interesting. But I feel like Chiron here really is the key to all of this. So I'm gonna get some tarot cards more for clarification. Really see what the collective needs to hear today. The cards feel really eager today. Like this might be a longer message is what I'm might be feeling. Like they're eager. I'm pulling like slightly more cards than I usually pull. So it's more information, more energy, just a whole overarching message that really wants to be clear is sort of what I'm feeling right now. So let me just move these over here. Wow. All the four of these are in reverse. Goodness gracious, I have not gotten like a whole spread in reverse in such a long time. Wow. So first we have the High Priestess, then the Seven of Cups, Ten of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse. Um, mm, yeah, I'm gonna just need a moment to parse this message. I'm feeling like it's absolutely an intuition thing, so I'm gonna pause this for a section for a moment and then come back. So after reflecting on these cards, um, with the High Priestess and Judgment in reverse, I'm getting such a strong feeling of just like how I did, I paused and set aside some time to really reflect on this reading and just have this whole energy shift. The collective right now I'm feeling is being called to trust their intuition that they've been disconnected to for some reason, which I think has a lot to do with the Chiron card over here. There is a wound I'm slowly like tapping onto like very gently. It feels like subterranean. But below above the surface of this wound, I can sense someone like you perhaps feel disconnected from your intuition, um, and are not necessarily taking the time you need to self-reflect. And with the Seven of Cups and Ten of Cups in reverse, and notice how they're both related to the Suit of Cups, which deals with emotion. The Seven of Cups in reverse speaks to self-reflection again. Perhaps you've had a lot of opportunities presented to you before. Perhaps you had multiple energies. Okay, it's starting to make sense. Perhaps you've had like multiple energies just like orbiting you, like you're the sun and you have all these planets or energies orbiting around you, right? And perhaps you've been too in your head and not connected to your heart or intuition to really sort of like kind of like the spell or just clear out some of the energies that aren't necessarily necessary is what I was gonna say. Um, yeah, there's just like this energy of confusion in this reading, which is it's such a contrast to how this reading started out with like the first house Mars and Yang energy and cards that I pulled at the beginning, um, which To me, it really speaks to what there was a meditation the other day that I was listening to. It was called, I think it was called the Invisible Gorilla from the Open app, where it was like sometimes the thing you don't pay attention to is exactly what you need. And I'm just getting that a strong feeling that that's exactly what you need to listen to right now, collective. And it's being glaringly obvious. Like this whole masculine yang go getter energy is just like the first thing that popped up. But you haven't sat with yourself and cleared out like all these other energies just sort of around you. And the Ten of Cups in reverse, I feel like is so interesting. Abundant family, abundant connections, friendships. You may feel like that abundance around you isn't present. I said love is in the air. And I said love is in the air and how we feel warm inside, but now it's so cold, like externally so cold, like literally my fingertips are getting a little blue. I feel like that speaks to your situation, collective. And wow, I'm trying to really just go under and feel, just gently feel the wound, just like underneath here. Because on one hand, it's so clear Mars, Yang, first house. Year two in your head is what I'm getting. You're disconnected from your intuition, perhaps your feminine energy, perhaps with this overarching present masculine energy. Perhaps you've been too focused on that energy, is the sense that I'm getting, and completely ignoring, just like, look at this cups energy, look at this, there's like a waterfall here, is what I'm seeing with the Chiron card, just like the wounded healer card. And, nothing to do, not necessarily anything to do with the first three cards that I pulled, right? And this is all about action, fire, being a go getter, being the giver rather than the receiver, doing instead of resting. But I'm, with all like these cards being in reverse, when I get cards in reverse, it feels, instead of like an active message, it feels like a passive message, which is just like this contrast of maybe you feel the need. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna read the Chiron card for you. Make sure I get this right for you. Make sure you get the knowledge and wisdom you deserve to know. Okay. Okay, Chiron. It says here, Chiron holds your deepest spiritual injury. It illuminates where you feel innately challenged, spiritually injured, and hopeless. This is your energetic Achilles heel, and where it's triggered, your survival instinct tells you to run. However, your wounding isn't a haphazard, however you say that, haphazard accident caused by an external happening. It's of you, braided into your bones. To deny it is to deny yourself. An abandoned Chiron creates a cycle of repetition around your area of wounding. You break the cycle not through resistance, but through acceptance. And through this journey to wholeness, you gain your deepest wisdom. While this wound never leaves you, you gain freedom from its grip through self-compassion and empathy for others. In Chiron's realm, you become a teacher of wisdom. You become the wounded healer. And then we have keywords: the deepest wound, a teacher of wisdom; spiritual injury, a healing journey, where you develop empathy and heal others, self acceptance. And finally, we have the omen for this card. What is your great spiritual injury? Can you identify a common thread between the situations that have caused you the most anguish? Do you have an unnameable, dooming trait within that you consider your fatal flaw? With self-compassion, explore your shame, and once you do, practice owning it and even loving it. When shame releases its hold, you're left gloriously whole, perfectly imperfect, radiant and wise. You soar above your pain and develop self-acceptance and empathy for others. What's more, wearing your bumps and bruises with pride invites others to do the same. When you're at peace with yourself, your gaze softens. How healing it is for another to be seen in their entirety. You become a healing force, and your wound is your superpower. Wow. Okay. I'm going to self reflect once more on this one. Alright, I really had to sit on this and meditate on this energy because it feels like such a delicate message to deliver, and I only want to deliver things with love for the highest good. Going back with Chiron and that love energy I picked up at first, and just the eagerness of the cards at first. I pulled some confirmation cards to really understand what was going on, and this is a love reading. At the end of the day, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, Knight of Swords, something is coming towards you, though with the Knight of Swords, I'm getting in reverse in particular. There's like the sense of delay. Um, and with this delay, I'm wondering why is there a delay for the collective, especially if the more energy I'm getting that it's a love reading. We have the Empress in reverse, the Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. Um, right now, there's a lot of distracting noise I'm getting, which you might be distracted right now. Is like the energy I'm feeling with the collective, distracted, a bit confused, maybe bamboozled, potential self sabotages, all the energies that I'm getting because deep down, I'm getting you're um, processing, not necessarily trying to move on quite yet, but still really percolating in this wound, this potential betrayal or loss or heartbreak that has recently happened towards you. And while that percolates in your heart, your intuition is telling you that yes, you are correct. There is someone eager and interested, like a masculine presence, is what I'm feeling in your energy. Obviously, this person could be of any gender. But there's something heavy within you, like again, subterranean. And obviously, if you have been wounded recently, then it's no wonder why you're feeling this sort of way. Um, And with the Empress and the Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel like you can be such a loving, beautiful, caring individual. Like you have a beautiful soul, my lovely collective. I am sensing you have such a pure heart, but yes, it has been wounded. It has been wounded, and instead of having your cup and giving to others, like you always and usually and continuously do, because maybe you were programmed to do that. Like maybe you were assigned a woman at birth, and women tend to be more, society tells them to, give and produce the labor of love and giving and such and so. But I don't see that reflected in yourself right now. Like you're not necessarily taking care of yourself, your spirit, your boundaries, your energy. And I can already tell, like, you're such an intuitive being. You have a beautiful soul. You might be an old soul. You know, this might be one of your many reincarnations. I have the feeling like you have so much inherent inner wisdom, psychically, people wisdom, emotional intelligence, and just so many different kinds of intelligences in general. And it's it's a difficult energy to juggle because on one hand, I feel like you're aware of this, but with this betrayal, this wound that maybe has happened recently on your timeline, or right now, it's really sorry, my alarm went off. Which is so interesting. It feels like there are there are like stops to this message, which is like it's like trying to pull something. Um, I'm seeing like unclogging a drain. um, and a clogged drain, there's a lot of like stuff in it, and it's been there for a while. So I'm like, I feel like energetically, I'm also unclogging a drain for the collective. Because there's just such it is a heavy energy, and I want to deliver it properly for you to gain clarity, for you to gain wisdom. Um, so the surface level, practical thing you can do with yourself is, really sit with yourself, your wound, your betrayal. I 100% recommend just sort of journaling out, why you're hurt. What happened. If you want to go into detail, you don't have to go into any detail. You just have to write from the heart. No, your beautiful Empress heart, which, I feel like you have this, high priestess Empress energy. So I feel like this collective, this current, I'm really tapping into. Like you're very, like divinely protected. You have so many spiritual gifts, and you're such a warm, loving person. And you might be aware of this, but you might not give yourself enough credit for like the big, generous, and giving heart that you have. But you also have to extend that to yourself. You have to embrace the world as lovingly as you do with yourself. And I think it's so interesting because sort of with this wounded energy, it feels like you might not be ready to receive this eager masculine energy that's currently present in your life, because you haven't fully processed what happened to you. And to that I say, healing 100% isn't linear. And with the Knight of Swords in reverse, it just speaks to delay. But the meaning of delay, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing here. It just means taking your time. Something is taking its time, and I can feel it. Like your healing will take time. And maybe like your heart sank at hearing that, but it's all in divine timing. Like your healing taking time is exactly what you're supposed to do. Like when you consciously take steps to nurture yourself and really stand in your Empress, Queen of Pentacle, High Priestess like energy, when you really tap into your receiving, your femininity, like yes, you are wounded. The Chiron is hurt and heal, the wounded healer. It's not all hurt. Sometimes it can feel really cold, like right now. Outside it's freezing, but there is warmth inside. There is love. There is so much love. And if you're not ready to receive it quite yet, that's okay. I promise that is more than okay. You are on your own timeline. You are the wounded healer, and there's absolutely no one that can rush your healing process, not even this masculine energy, this eager masculine energy that wants to enter your life. You heal on your own terms, your own timeline. Now, I can sense sort of like curiosity about this love reading, so I'm gonna read more about this masculine energy that's sort of approaching you, which is I'm getting tapping into like a very intuitive, feminine, mystic collective. So I'm gonna go ahead and sort of compress these cards and really tap into what this masculine energy maybe wants to bring you because I'm sensing a love offer. I really am. You know, despite the current things, the trauma that you're currently processing, that you're healing, before this masculine energy necessarily enters your life. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the cards what what the love offer is, what the intent is. Wow, it's cold. Getting chills for a bit. Holy guardian angel, please let me know what the love offer is for the collective. What is the intention, the overall energy of this love offer that wants to come towards this Empress High Priestess energy? Okay. Wow. We have three major arcana. We have the star, we have the tower, and we have the world. Wow. I have never seen such a strong, potent love offer ever. And I just have to laugh because this doesn't ever, show up so prominently. But I'm getting such a sense that whoever this masculine is, they are presenting something to you, the wounded healer, someone who has a lot of knowledge, sacred wisdom to teach into the world. And I'm sensing with divine timing, you'll be okay. You will heal whatever healing looks like for you on your own terms. You, my collective in a high timeline, you who are healing, are going to receive this love offer, which not only brings upon hope, it completely changes your world. And it might change your world. I'm hearing rock your world. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm hearing this love offer gives you hope, a renewal in love, a renewal in that betrayal, that heartbreak that you felt. Wow. And you might you might think you know what that renewal looks like, what that change looks like, but it's a complete new cycle, the complete shattering of old foundations, and love especially is what I'm hearing. The world is the last card of the major arcana. It's the end of the cycle. It's wow. This is such a strong energy, so I just keep looking at it and it seems just like almost an unbelievable offer, but it's eager to come towards you and it's here. And the stars being such a beautiful, positive, hopeful card, just signifying that it's a positive offer, an eager positive offer for you, a wounded healer, a wounded empress, a wounded high priestess who is currently healing and perhaps wasn't even calling for love. Maybe you weren't even manifesting it, but it's here, it's coming towards you, and it's gonna shake up your world. Wow. I'm feeling really called to clarify something about these cards, especially the tower, because the tower can seem so scary for a lot of people. So I just want to clarify that I don't get that scary energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and read what the little booklet says. The tower, upright. Trauma, disaster, destruction, upheaval. Simply put, the Tower card means sudden upheaval and destruction. While we hardly want to see this card in a reading, when it does turn up, it is necessary and truthful. Rather than bleh, the change it is either predicting or sensing is typically a rather life-altering, a chaotic change. The position of the card in a reading is also crucial. The tower can show up in a past position, signifying what you've gone through, whereas in a future position, it could provide a warning to avoid destructive behavior. Although this card can evoke fear, it is important to keep in mind that, after a destructive event, recreation and rebuilding follow. The tower can be a bittersweet reminder that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond and grow. Okay, I'm sensing a new energy. Okay, I'm sensing this love offer is hopeful, romantic, fruitful, creative. You may feel like you're on top of the world. It may seem like everything you've dreamed of, or it has such a refreshing energy. But with the upheaval, the thing is, I don't want this to turn into a another heartbreak scenario because I just don't feel that way. I understand that between the star and the world, which the world you'll be accomplished and you'll have a major, massive accomplishment as a result of this love offer. Can I get clarification? I'm gonna sit on these for a moment and just really deliver a proper message because we're really diving into the specifics of this love offer, and I just want to make sure you get the guidance that you need. So I'm gonna pause again for a moment. The resistant energy I'm picking up right now is a little funny. I just pulled a card for confirmation. Let me say, I feel like some of you don't want a love reading. I feel like love is coming knocking and you're like, go away. It's just the energy I'm getting. So for clarification, I pulled the Three of Coins in reverse, the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Coins in reverse. And with the Three of Coins in reverse, the Three of Coins upright, working together, collaboration, harmony, and it's like, nope, I don't want to do that. I don't necessarily want this love offer, is what I'm getting, but oh my goodness, it's like you don't realize that this love offer will make you feel like the Queen of Wands. Like she owns life. She's passionate about life. She has that spark, you know, her spark back, like a rekindling of energy is what I'm getting. And with the Seven of Coins or Seven of Pentacles, it's like you're more uncertainty, like you don't necessarily know how to move or approach with this love offer, and that's okay. I want to reassure you that, you're the wounded healer, you're still processing, still percolating that loss, that betrayal, that heartbreak, that trauma inside of you. But I want to reassure you that this is a good thing. Queen of Wands. Like whatever upheaval, like shakeup of your foundation is for your ultimate and highest good, my dear collective. For your ultimate and highest good. Your guides are not leading you astray. I'm hearing to have faith. Have faith, pray, meditate, delve back deep inside, really tune into that Empress energy that you already have, because this hurt, this heal, this love offer moving towards you, you're gonna end up manifesting something so big, so amazing, and so hopeful that you're gonna be like, wow, wow. Why did I resist in the first place? Why did I resist this offer in the first place? And I don't know. It seems like a channeled message that definitely says you have closed out or in the process of closing out a major cycle and opening the doorway for a brand new cycle as a result of this masculine energy and moving towards you. And however you handle that is ultimately up to you. And however that, you know, ends up playing out in your story, in your timeline, is how it plays out. But regardless, it will give you hope. You'll stand in your power. It'll shake you up. And it's all, at the end of the day, it's still for your highest good. It's still for you to elevate in your timeline. And I think that's so beautiful. I think just knowing that it's just like this sphere, this huge ball of hope that the more you tune into it, I'm seeing like it's just blinding me and surrounding me. It's just like, wow, I didn't know something like this could exist type vibe. Wow. I'm gonna leave you with that energy, that message. Um, I hope this has helped you collective gain clarity, gain wisdom, maybe help you heal. Whatever you needed from this video, I hope you were able to take something helpful, something fruitful, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.